Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back from the ad break. You are still watching Prime Life now. We will be talking to Dr. Fatima Hendricks, who is a tireless advocate for justice and human rights. Now, she's here to share the inspiring story of the South African Global Summit Flotilla. This heroic effort represents the commitment of South African citizens to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people in their struggle for freedom and self-determination. Now, I am really looking forward to this beautiful conversation as we explore Dr. Hendricks' experiences and insights on this groundbreaking initiative. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Hendricks. Jazakallah so much for joining us on Prime Life and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you and the beautiful people of South Africa.
Jazakallah so much. Wa alaikum salam. Now, can you please tell us what inspired you and your fellow activists to embark on this historic journey?
Um, I think part of the motivating factor has just been watching and witnessing this live stream genocide broadcast to our phones and seeing very little government action and mobilization from the international community with action that really mattered and matters to end this genocide. So what has happened, it's fallen onto ordinary people to build an international and global coalition that will sail to the shores of Gaza to break the siege and to deliver humanitarian aid. It's part of a long history of flotillas, which began in 2006, and I think about 37 have gone already. So it is part of an international effort of ordinary people that really have had to galvanize together across all sorts of, what one would describe as differences, but coming together with one voice that this genocide must end. This illegal occupation needs to end. Aid needs to get into Gaza, and we need to set up a sustainable humanitarian corridor.
And I mean, the Summit Flotilla has faced many obstacles from logistical challenges to pushback from critics. Now, can you tell us about the most significant challenges and how you overcame them?
I think part of it is really having to do with believing in the power of people and power of the collective. What we've seen is victorious, where we've seen the emergence of a grassroots movement that has really brought together coalitions from across the world. And this has not only just been a sea effort, but it's also part of a land effort, which we've seen on the Global March to Gaza, and an air effort, and it's really decades long. So this movement just didn't start now. Recently, it's part of a growing international movement, international coalitions, international grassroots collectives that are getting together. And so, yes, the narratives are there that will say that this is an exercise in futility and all of the propaganda that goes with dissuading ordinary people from taking action. The fundamental question that we often get asked is, well, this is such a dangerous mission. And our response is, well, who makes it dangerous? Right? Who has created the conditions for this genocide, number one? And number two, who is making it such that for ordinary volunteers, for ordinary people who are abiding by the international law, the maritime law, who have a right of safe passage, who have a right to be treated well under the Fourth Convention, it is mind-blowing that we are then told that we are the ones, that should be afraid, because it's very risky. We need to ask and challenge and push back and say, who is making it risky? It is the occupying power.
Most definitely. And the South African Global Summit Flotilla has been, praised for its role in raising international awareness about the plight of the Palestinian people. Did you witness the impact of this at first hand?
Yes, there are many countries that are actually working very, very hard in terms of the people's movement across countries, right? To mobilize for a free Palestine, for a liberated Palestine, and this is generations long. Many countries have long histories of that, and it's amplifying in countries, particularly in the global north, and we see a separation between government action and what is happening with the people. So yes, in as much as South Africa, today we had Chief Mandela address the boat crew and the larger volunteers to speak about the South African experience and some of our lessons that we've learned along the way, and providing some insights into the South African struggle and its embeddedness with the Palestinian struggle. Um, I think, though, that we do need to also acknowledge that many participants that are actually on the boat crew as boat crew members are actually coming from countries where they are particularly vulnerable, like Europe, from the US, from the Middle Eastern region. So they are participating in this particular global Sumud Flotilla at great risk. And this includes healthcare workers. And we know that, this genocide has been particularly devastating to the healthcare community, with over 1,400 healthcare workers killed and hospitals just obliterated. And, our colleagues sitting in prison, languishing in the jails of the occupying force.
Mm. And what are your hopes for the long-term impact of the flotilla?
Um, the long term is to open up this, end the siege, break the siege, and get a sustainable humanitarian corridor of aid. That should not be an issue because it's in international waters. The blockade is illegal. The mission is humanitarian, and we respecting navigation. We don't have any arms, any illegal activities, and we are protected civilians. So we should really have a safe right of passage for humanitarian aid to Gaza. And we're really hoping and are very committed to ending the siege and breaking the siege with this direct non-violent action.
Mm. And can you please tell us when you are scheduled to depart for the upcoming voyage and what preparations are currently underway to ensure its success?
Sure. So there have been, like you previously mentioned, my beautiful sister, that there have been delays coming from Barcelona, and the boats are going. Some of the boats are going to meet us in Tunis, here where I am, and then we'll depart again on Sunday. So we should be, if all things being equal, by Allah Ta'ala's grace, depart on Sunday from Tunis.
Mm. And now it's been an honor to have you with us tonight, Dr. Hendricks. And as you continue to champion for causes for justice and human rights around the world, what would you say to those who are looking to get involved in social activism?
I think it's so apt that this flotilla is called the Global Sumud Flotilla, because Sumud in Arabic means steadfastness, right? So we often see people in Palestine and we go, they're so, mashallah, steadfast and they have so much of patience, etc. But the fundamental question that we need to ask ourselves is, where is our Sumud? Where is our Sumud for the Palestinian people? And the Global Sumud Flotilla really presents a wonderful and a imperative opportunity for each person to get involved, to show up with all of your talents in whichever way that you can, with the choices we make, with what money we have in our pockets, to the choices we make in terms of how we show up in university spaces, workspaces on the issue of Palestine, how we galvanize together across coalitions, across difference, to build sustainable coalitions and to really get involved in local organizations that are doing sterling work in championing the Palestinian cause locally and internationally that have a very, very long history of doing excellent work in this regard. So the opportunities are ample. The question is, do we have the appetite? And if we don't, we really need to ask ourselves why that is so and reflect on our own sumud for the Palestinian cause.
Mm. I mean, Jazakallah so much, Dr. Fatima Hendricks, for joining us and, for reminding us the importance of actually still going and making efforts for the people of Palestine, but also just for giving us more details on the Sumud Flotilla and what we can expect from it. So, Jazakallah so much for your time.
Shukran so much. And please follow this flotilla. You can track it. And so please do track the boats as they make their way across the Mediterranean to the Gaza shores, the Palestinian shores in Gaza.
Inshallah, we shall do so. And may Allah grant you ease and, just continue working for the service of His deen and also raising awareness on the Palestinian people, inshallah.
Ameen. And to all of us.
Ameen.
Wassalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Viewers at home, that was Dr. Fatima Hendricks, and I think this was such a beautiful conversation. And, just to speak about the Sumud Flotilla and the initiative itself, it's such a, I think, brave act and bravery that only comes from the burning desire to stand for what's right. And I think it's so inspirational. And yeah, I think we'll definitely be trekking the boats to make sure that, inshallah, they reach their destination and they are successful in whatever intention that they have left with.